But during that 10-year period of time, Jim and I had a crazy freaking journey on the building a portfolio of rentals. We started, I'll tell you the story real quick, and then we can dig in wherever you want to. But we started not knowing what the heck we're going to do. We started with the plan of flip enough houses to live on, and then the next deal we get, we'll just keep it as a rental. And we did that for a couple years. Actually, we did that for like between 2000 and 2006. And we had about a portfolio of about 40 rentals in 2000. And then the market had been going up quickly. Values, when I say market values had going up. And then they plateaued for like the second half of 2006 and 2007. And then they started going down. But during that plateau, Jim and I had some financial troubles because it was so easy to buy a house. We always use the BRRRR method, buy a house, fix it up, rent it, refinance it, get all your money back and do it again. So we built a portfolio doing that, but all of a sudden values stopped going up. It got harder to do that. Interest rates went up during that time too, and it got harder to cash flow houses. So we had to really look at our portfolio and go, what the hell? Our rental portfolio wasn't cash flowing. It was like, we were like, having to throw money out of our flipping business to support our rental portfolio. And what happened was we didn't have any strategy on keeping our rentals. So we had rentals from the Hawk Point, if you guys know where that is, way north and west, all the way down to Festus, way south, and we had everything from some mobile homes to like, at the time was like maybe $350,000 houses, and then we had a lot of houses like in North County that were, I'm going to say, more lower end houses that had a lot of trees. And, during that period of time, it felt like every time there was a windstorm or an ice storm, it just knocked down 5 of my trees, and it would cost, $10,000 in fixing up trees. So when we started having to feed our rentals rather than them feeding us. From the very beginning, we should have been focused on cash flow, and we weren't. We were focused on accumulating because during that time, and similar to the last 2 years, you could just buy a house, you could hold it a few years, and it would go up $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000. It felt like you were making money just by letting houses rather than cash flow. So anyway, then shortly after that, value, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, values go down that whole time. But what happened in North County, it happened all over the metro area, but specifically in North County, a house in Florissant that was worth, I'm going to say, in 2006, 3 years later, that thing's worth 70 grand or 80 grand. And you could pick them up for like 40 or 50,000. So Jim and I went through this period of time where we were really struggling financially with our rental portfolio, to where we could see a house that was worth 120 is now worth 70, and we can pick it up for 50. And it used to rent for 11 or 1200, and it still rents for 11 or 1200. So there's a cash flow opportunity. So we went all in. We went for broke. We went from 40 houses owning 40 houses in 2006 to owning 150 houses in 2012. We solved our cash flow problem by doing it, but it was a crazy freaking ride. And, I can tell you all kinds of stories. We almost went bankrupt, walked the halls of our house at night, because I couldn't sleep. My wife had to go back to work. She was a nurse, and she had to quit her job, and then she had to go back to work. We had to do so many things to survive that period of time. But when we came out at the other end, it really just changed the trajectory of, my life.